Hello everyone, welcome to another video of chapter 5 of Advanced Mathematics of class 10, that is Applications of Common Logarithm. And today we are going to start from where we left off in our first video, that is part 1, which you can find the link in the description. So if you have not watched that video, go watch it, then it will be easier for you to understand this part of the video. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So we had completed up to question number 4. So we'll start with question number 5 here. So what do we have to do? If you read the question, it says that find the number of digits in the following numbers. So if you try to find the value of 2 to the power 20, it is going to be a huge number. So it is not easy to find that value. So what we will do, we will use logarithm to know that how many digits are going to be in this number, the value of this number. So how to do it? The very fundamental of this is find the characteristic. Once you find the characteristic, it is very easy to find out. So let's first find the characteristic of 2 to the power 20, that is, let's find the logarithm. So here we need to find log of 2 to the power 20. If you can find the log of this, then we can easily find out the number of digits. So let's find it. What is going to be the thing? 20 is going to come forward, so it is going to be 20 log 2. Log 2's value, it should be known to you, it is 0.30103, otherwise you can use the logarithm table. So it is 0.30103. So now if we multiply this, what do we get? We get 60206, it is point. So it is 6.0206. This is the value. So what is the characteristic? When you find logarithm, this value here is the characteristic, right? So therefore characteristic is 6. Okay, fair enough. Here the characteristic is 6. So what we do here is we take the characteristic and we add 1 to it. We will add 1 to the characteristic. So since the characteristic is 6, therefore number of digits will be is going to be 6 plus 1, which is 7. So 7 is the answer. 7 digits are there in the value of 2 to the power 20. You can use your calculator to check it out. So take out your calculator and try to find 2 to the power 20. The value that you will find, you will see that it is a 7-digit value. So now the question is, it's okay. It is very simple to take the characteristic, add 1 to it. Now some students may have a question in their mind, which is a really valid question, that why should we add 1? What is the concept behind adding 1? So let's go back in time to our first video, where we had tried to find the characteristic of any value while finding the log. If you are given, suppose I give you a number 4327. Suppose this is a number I have given you and I have asked you to find the characteristic of this. So how do we find the characteristic? We convert into scientific notation and standard form and we write this, right? What is the characteristic? This value is the characteristic. So here the characteristic is 3. That means if the characteristic of a number is 3, how many digits does it have? How many digits? 4 digits. That means the number of digits is always 1 more than the characteristic. If I give you another number, suppose 532167, what is the number of digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the characteristic? If you find the characteristic, it is going to be 5. If there are 6 digits, we know the formula, it is n minus 1. So take 6 digits, find the characteristic as 1. Now as the characteristic is 5, that means what is the number of digits? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is always characteristic plus 1. Characteristic plus 1 will give us the number of digits in a given number. So in 2 to the power 20, the characteristic is 6. If you add 1 to this number, then you get the number of digits, that is 7. So I hope you understood. Let's move on to this one. It is a bit different because everything between 1 and 6 is same. They are given one exponent value. You have to find the characteristic. The moment you find the characteristic, add 1 to it and you will get the value. Which one is the characteristic? The digit before the decimal point will give you the characteristic. So here the characteristic is 6. So let's find out this one. Here also we will find the log of this thing, 2 to the power 200 into 3 to the power 10. Okay. So what is it? It is log 2 to the power 200 plus log 3 to the power 10. So it is going to be 200 into log 2 plus 10 into log 3. What is the value? 200 into this value is 0.30103 plus 10 into 0.47712. If you don't know these values, take the log table and find it out. It is very easy, but I would prefer that you should try to remember few values like log 2, log 3, log 5 and log 7. These are very commonly used values, so try to remember them. It will save you some time. Don't start to memorize them by taking it in your hand. Just try to, the more sums you do, it will be easier for you to remember. Okay, so keep on practicing, just keep on practicing. It will just make things come to the tip of your pen. Okay, so let's try to find this value. It is going to be 60206 and it is 60, and from here we get 4.7712. so if I add, it is going to be 64 point, and then we have to add these things. Okay, it is not going to be 64, sorry, we have to add, it is going to be 2. Here we have, am I right? Yeah, I am right. So it is going to be 7, then we have 1 7, then we have 9, and it is 64.977. So if it is 64.977, that is the characteristic is 64. So what do we have to do with the characteristic? We have to add 1 to it. Therefore, number of digits is going to be 64 plus 1, which is 65. So I hope you understood. Find the characteristic, add 1 to it. So this is going to be the value. Now remember, if you go to the next sum, I mean question number 6, it is going to be different. So for question number 5, the value that we are going to have is going to be a whole number. So as it is going to be a whole number, this is the way we find it. If the number is less than 1, means it is a decimal number, suppose 0.0005, for those sort of questions we are going to question number 6. So I hope you understood question number 5. So all the sums here, every sum that you are going to get in this question are of the similar type, either this type or this type. So I hope you can solve those. If you face any confusion regarding any sum and you can't find the answer, let me know in the comment section. I'll make a video on that. Okay, so make sure you do that. So I hope you understood. Let's move on to question number 6. So we are on to question number 6, and these are the values for which we need to find that how many zeros are there between the decimal point and the first significant digit. So it is going to be like 0.0000xyz. So we need to find how many zeros are there between the decimal point and the first significant digit. So these number of zeros we have to find. So let's see how we do it. Again, the same thing we will do. We will try to find out the characteristic. Once we find the characteristic, then we are going to do something different compared to question number 5. So let's start with this one. Again, what we will do, we will find the log. So here, log of 2 to the power minus 64. Let's try to find the characteristic of this one. So it is going to be it is going to be minus 64 log 2. So this is going to be minus 64 into 0.30103. So I have to multiply 64 with this. So let's do it first. It is going to be 30103 into 64, and we have 12, 1, 4, 0, 12, 18, 6, 0, 18. And we have 2, 9, 5, 6, 2, 9, 1. And it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is 19.26592 minus. So what we do here is we write minus 19 minus 0.26592, that is minus 20 plus 1. We can write minus 19 as minus 20 plus 1. We know about this, 0.26592. So it is going to be, we need to find this value. So it is going to be 0.80, and here we have 437. So it is 0.73408, and this is going to be 20 baht. So that means the characteristic is minus 20, right? This is the characteristic, minus 20. So we don't take the negative sign, we will just take the value, that is the magnitude, that is 20. So therefore characteristic is 20 or minus 20. Let's take the characteristic minus 20. Therefore the number of zeros between the decimal and the first significant digit is what? We take only the value that is 20, we subtract 1 from it, and we get 19. So it is 19. So if you find the value of 2 to the power minus 64, it is going to have 0.000, we are going to have 64 zeros before we reach the first significant digit. Okay, so that is how we find out. We find the characteristic. It is going to be a negative value, obviously, because this number is less than 1. So any number less than 1 has a negative characteristic. So we don't need to take the negative sign, just take the value, that is 20, and subtract 1 from it, and you get the value, that is the number of zeros. So that's how you find out. Now you may ask again, sir, why do we have to subtract 1? Just take another example. Suppose I give you the value just like previous, like question number 5 I explained. Let me give you an example of 0.002 and I ask you to find the characteristic. So for finding the characteristic we need to, okay, 2, 1 suppose. For finding the characteristic, what we need to do is we need to convert it to scientific notation. So we are going to have 2.1 into 10 to the power minus 3, right? So the characteristic is going to be minus 3. How many zeros were there? There were 2 zeros. That means if the characteristic is minus 3, number of zeros is going to be 2. That is 1 less than this value. So number of zeros is going to be, take this value, subtract 1 from it and you get 2. 2 is the number of zeros. So that's how you find out. That is the concept behind why we need to subtract 1 from this characteristic. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next one, which is 1 by 3 to the power 100. Easy one here. Log of 1 by 3 to the power 100 means we can write log of 3 to the power minus 100. We can write this. So it is going to be minus 100 into log of 3 is 0.47712. So if we multiply, it is going to be 47.712, but it is minus. So we need to write minus 47 minus 0.712. So it is minus 48 plus 1 minus 0.712. So from here we get 48 bar point. What is going to be this? This is going to be 8, 8 and 2. So 48.2 to 48 bar. That means the characteristic is 48 minus 48. What is going to be the number of zeros? 48 minus 1, that is 47. So zeros is going to be 48 minus 1, that is 47. So find the characteristic, take the value, subtract 1 from it and you get the number of zeros. Okay, let's move on to the last one, which is 16.8 to the power minus 12. Nothing excessive is there, just calculation is going to be a bit tough. So here we need to find log of 16.8 to the power minus 12. So it is going to be minus 12 log 16.8. So now what we need to do, we need to find the value of this, but we don't find the value of this like it is given here. What do we need to do? We need to find the characteristic again. So let's write it here. What is going to be the characteristic for this number? It is going to be 1. So we write 1 point. I hope you understand how to find characteristic by now. So this value is going to 16.8. 16.8 means 1.68 into 10, right? So the value is 1. So characteristic is 1. So 1 point. What we need to find? 16 and 8. So we need to find 16, 8 in our log table. So take out your log table again. Here is our log table. And what we will do, we will find 16 and column 6 of it. So 16 and column 6, if you take your log table, you will find the value is 22011. It is 22011. So let's write this value 22011. So this is going to be the answer of this. Now we need to multiply it with 12. So let's multiply this with 12. We are going to get 1.22011 multiplied by 12. So we get 220442 and 110221. So it is 2314641. So it is 1464. It is 1464132 and 12345. 12345. So it is minus. So that is the value we have. That is the value that we get. And now what we do? Again we have minus 14. So we need to write minus 15. Okay, let's do it stepwise. Minus 14 minus 0.64132. So it is going to be minus 15 plus 1 minus 0.64132, which is going to be 15 bar dot whatever you get the value. It does not matter whatever you get. We need the characteristic. So ultimately the characteristic is equal to minus 15. That means number of zeros is going to be 15 minus 1, which is 14. So ultimately the number of zeros is 14. So that's how you find the number of zeros between the decimal point and the first significant number. So I hope you understood this one. So let's move on to the next one. So we have come to question number 7, and this is how it looks. looks threatening, but it is not threatening, don't worry. It is going to be lengthy for sure, obviously, because you can see it is going to be lengthy, but the thing is not tough, just calculation. If you know how to do calculation, then you are going to be able to solve this. So very simple thing, very easy, don't get nervous at all, it just looks difficult, okay? So let's start. It's very simple. How we do it? What does root 5 mean? Power will be 1 to the power this, okay? So we are going to find the values. So we are going to do, let x equal to fifth root of 625 to the power 4 into 0.32 whole to the power 8, 5 square into 3125 whole cube plus 0.00432 whole square. So what are we going to get? We are going to take log on both sides. So it is going to be log x is going to be log of this whole thing, that is 625 to the power 4 into 0.32 whole to the power 8. At the bottom we have 5 square into 3125 to the power 3 plus 0.00432 to the power 2, okay, whole to the power 1 by 5. This fifth root has become 1 by 5. So it is going to be 1 by 5 into log of, okay. So now what we are going to do, the ones which are multiplied will be plus and the ones which are divided will be all minus. So this is not plus, I'm sorry, this is multiplied. I hope I'm right. Yeah, it's multiplied. So what we are going to do now, these things are going to log m into n means log m plus log n. Anything which is divided is going to be minus. So it is going to be this log this plus log this minus log this minus log this and minus log this, okay. So divide means minus, into means plus. So if you are confused that here also it is multiplication, then why should we write minus? Because the whole thing is divided. Okay, let me show you why it is minus. So it is going to be log 625 whole to the power 4 plus log 0.32 whole to the power 8. Divide means minus of this whole thing, that is log this plus log this plus log this. So minus of log this, log this, log this. What we are going to get? Minus of log 5 square into means plus log 3125 whole cube plus log 0.00432 whole square. So since this is minus, it is going to be minus, plus minus minus, plus minus minus. So ultimately everything is going to be minus. So we are going to have 1 by 5, that is 4 log 625. If you want, you can write 625 as 5 to the power 4 and you can do it in the same way, but you can keep it like this and do it in the same. If you don't want to do anything fancy, in the simplest of ways you want to solve it, just take the 4 here, write this, we will find the value and we will get the answer. If you want to write this as 5 to the power 4, you can write it as 5 to the power 4, then do the sum. So it's all up to you based on your convenience. I am doing it in the simplest method possible. So if you want to do any type of tips and tricks in this, then you can do it yourself. You are free to do, and you are always welcome to do that. So what we are going to do here, we are going to write 8 log 0.32. Here we are going to minus 2 log 5 because it is 5 squared. We are going to have minus 3 log 3125, and this is going to be plus minus 2 log 0.00432. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to write the values of these logs. So let me rub this part and I will start with the values of this. Okay, so use your log table. We need to use the log table, and you know how to use the log table. So using the log table we will find these values. Okay, so I am starting off by writing these values. So I will come back with the values. So we had completed up to this one and we are back with the values. So in order to save time, I have written the value so that you can see. So 4 log 625 is 2.7959. Using log table you need to find. If you don't know how to find using log table, go back to the previous video. I have given the description down in the description. I have given the link in the description box, so you can go out there, click on the link, go to that video, see how to use a log table and then come back. Okay, so now we have this value here, we have put this value here, log 5 into 2 we have written here, log 3125 we have written, and log 0.00 we have written, along with the characteristics which we know how to find out. Okay, so now we are going to this one, and we have calculated the values, calculated, we have just written this. Okay, now what we have done, see here, this was 1 bar 5051, so we can't write bar in while calculating. Okay, so bar cannot be multiplied. So what we need to do, what we have done here, suppose I want to convert this to this, how do I convert? 1 bar 0.5051 means what? It means -1 plus 0.5051, and -1 plus 0.5051 is 0.4949. Okay, minus 0.4949. See, so that is what we have done. We have converted everything into a negative value, okay. So that's how we convert. If you are confused about this is exactly the same. I am showing you everything. So it is 1 bar 0.4949 means -1 plus 0.4949, which is -0.5051. Okay, and if this one you want to know how it is done, it is 3 bar 0.6355, which you write -3 plus 0.6355, and which you get -2.3645. Okay, so that's how we have got these two values and this one as well. So now what we did the calculation, we tried to find out this calculation, and we got to 12.0708. we had 1 by 5, so we divided it by 5 and we got 2.41416. Now this is log of x. We need to find x. That means x will be equal to anti-log of 2.41416. So we need to find this value. Once we find this value, that is the end of the sum. So what is the value of this? Antilog of this means we need to take the antilog table, take the log table, find the antilog one, and we need characteristic is 2. So we have got the characteristic. We need to find the value of 4141. No need to find the fifth one. Okay, 4141. So go to antilog, find 41, go to 414, which is, you will find the value as 25942, and then we have to go to 1, which is 6. So it is 25948. So that means this value is 25948. Characteristic is 2. That means after how many digits do we have to place the point? After 3 digits. So 1, 2, 3. After 3 digits we place the point, because the characteristic is 2. It is always n plus 1. I hope you remember. So in your book you might find the answer is 259.5. That is because they have done a round up. So this value is similar to 259.5. If you do round up of this number, since this is more than 5, you add 1 to 4 and you get 259.5. So that's how you solve this sum, a very lengthy sum. And make sure you get these calculations right, because if these calculations anywhere in any value you get it wrong, the answer is not going to match. So for that matter, it is really important to get the calculations right. So keep your calm head while you are doing logarithm. Keep a calm head and keep on doing the sums in a flow. Just don't break your flow. Don't try to break your concentration while you are doing. So once you start a sum, don't get up from your seat unless you finish it. So finish the sum and then get up, so your concentration won't break. So I hope you understood this. So that is all for today's video. It has become a very long video. So we will meet in the next one. So thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, cheers.